More than 45 million Americans are without health insurance, and when faced with a catastrophic illness or serious medical condition, many are now looking overseas for help. But is that a dangerous choice? Tonight, ABC7's health and science reporter Carolyn Johnson has the story of a Bay Area-based medical tourism company. It made possible the first ever liver transplant of an American in India.
I was dying. I remember very clearly. And I don't want to ever feel like that again.
Kevin Stewart's liver was failing. Doctors told him he had just months to live.
Going over his history and following him for several months, it was evident that his liver disease was progressing and it was not going to improve. And the only available therapy for prolonged lifespan would be a transplant.
Gastroenterologist Neil Rakove referred him to several transplant centers, but as a self-employed landscaper, Kevin does not have health insurance.
I got a price from them that was prohibitive. I couldn't do it.
The cost of surgery alone?
$330,000.
Kevin's sister in Canada suggested medical tourism. Kevin himself lives in the Florida Keys, but his online research led him to Bay Area-based World Med Assist. Kevin sent an email saying he needed a liver transplant.
When I saw that request come in, I had some hesitations. It's a very serious surgery, regardless of whether it's done in the U.S. or abroad.
Wouter Hubrechts is CEO of World Med Assist. His connections led to a renowned transplant surgeon in India.
I contacted the hospital and found out more about the credentials of this doctor. And within a matter of days, I had all those credentials and found that actually his record for liver transplant is better than what Mayo Clinic in the U.S. can provide.
At a fraction of the cost, less than $60,000 for his surgery and that of his sister, who was his living donor. World Med Assist charges a flat rate of $300 and also gets a percentage of the medical costs from the hospital abroad.
We had to prove the relationship between the brother and the sister. We need to follow Indian laws in that area. But in a matter of a couple of weeks, they were on a plane.
So what did Dr. Rakove think?
I had no knowledge of the physician in India, what his qualifications were, what their success rate was. However, it was obvious in speaking with Mr. Stewart, this was about his only alternative.
And Dr. Rakove agreed to provide all follow-up care once Kevin returned home.
The communication between myself and the surgeon in India has not been a problem.
World Med Assist acknowledges patients have limited legal recourse if something goes wrong overseas. Patients must follow the laws of the country in which surgery was performed, often a different set of legal principles than in this country.
Medical treatment is not like buying a loaf of bread.
Orthopedic surgeon and spine specialist Kenneth Light urges patients to think very carefully before traveling abroad for complicated procedures.
It's not the actual technical part of the operation that makes the difference all the time. Some of the time it's the judgment of the surgeon, and it's very difficult to control the judgment of each individual surgeon.
What do you say to skeptics who say, gee, this doesn't sound right, going thousands of miles away for a surgery with someone you've never met?
Yeah. I think the truth of the matter is that a lot of people in the U.S., they decide to have medical treatment before they even meet their doctor. And when they are presented with a doctor, they take that at face value.
It's been 4 months since Kevin's transplant. He believes without the surgery in India, he wouldn't be alive today. His doctor agrees.
I think it's important that people know that there are options. We have, great doctors and facilities here, but there's others in this world. It's a big world.
For Kevin, his life-saving solution was found on another continent, a solution made possible through World Med Assist. Carolyn Johnson, ABC7 News.